Hello everyone, I'm Ah Hui. The new device review is here. Today, I'm introducing Xiaomi's latest release, the flagship super large cup Xiaomi 15 Ultra. Recently, I was invited to Spain for the MWC. I did some reporting on the World Mobile Congress. At that time, I had first-hand exclusive interviews. After returning to Taiwan, yes, I also got this device myself. I'll share with everyone from Spain, early testing of test unit, to after I got it in Taiwan, my personal usage experience, from the design of the 15 Ultra to performance tests. And its further evolved super telephoto lens is definitely the highlight this time, including what everyone might want to know, differences from the Chinese version and comparisons with competitors. Today I will give everyone a complete report. Let's unbox and place it on the table. The Xiaomi 15 series. Taiwan introduced Xiaomi 15 and Xiaomi 15 Ultra. And then there are the tablet, watch, and earphones. So this series of devices is quite extensive, but today's main focus is still on the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. And today, this version of the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, the specifications and styles actually offer more choices this time than before. There are black and white options with a glass back cover, and this time, I personally chose the classic black and silver. There are a total of 3 colors. Specs, 16GB plus 512GB and 16GB plus 1TB. 2 specifications to choose from. This time, Ah Hui personally chose the classic silver and black 16.20 version. Currently in Taiwan, when purchasing, it's important to mention that buying in Taiwan comes with a complimentary photography kit, which I will also share with everyone today. Inside the box, the accessories include a standard 90W fast charger, so no need to buy a dedicated charging cable, a charging cable, and a SIM ejector tool. It also includes a fully transparent hard protective case, and the phone screen comes with a pre-applied screen protector made of PET material, so you'll have basic protection out of the box. Alright, let's talk screen. Actually, this time the Xiaomi 15 Ultra screen, in terms of size and appearance compared to the previous generation 14 Ultra, is actually very similar. I think this time with the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, if you secretly buy and upgrade it, looking at the screen from the front, your wife won't notice. Don't worry. 673-inch quad curved screen. Specs, 673-inch quad curved screen. The resolution is 2K. A 3200 x 1440 resolution slip of the tongue. The manufacturer said that this time, power consumption 2K screen, like 1.5K screen. Power use 2K screen, nearly 1.5K screen. No need to worry about power consumption. Tests, power use difference, only a single digit percentage. You can confidently use the 2K resolution display. The refresh rate supports LTPO dynamic refresh rate. And this time, the screen has 2 main improvements. The first is the protective glass on the screen surface, upgraded from Xiaomi Dragon Glass to Xiaomi Dragon Crystal Glass 2.0, which offers stronger protection capabilities. Next, it has a higher peak brightness in areas increased to a maximum of 3200 nits. Ah Hui tested it. I have the Xiaomi 15 Ultra and the Xiaomi 14 Ultra phones, including manual brightness and global peak brightness. Provide everyone a reference. Now moving on to the design aspect, I also brought the Xiaomi 14 Ultra along. First, you need to note that Xiaomi 15 Ultra comes in 3 colors, which actually have slight differences in thickness and weight. Among them, the black and white colors have glass back covers. This time I chose the classic silver black made of glass and vegan leather. Silver black glass. This part is glass, and part is vegan leather. Among them, the classic silver black is slightly thicker, classic ink. So besides the color and appearance, this small difference should also be noted, because this time the specifications have been upgraded and mainly the battery capacity has also increased. So compared to 14 Ultra, the 15 Ultra is heavier than the previous generation. This part is for your reference. As for the design aspect, basically, it continues the large camera module from the previous generation. After all, the camera module is so large. It's actually about the same for every manufacturer. This time, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, I think, looks even better. Including the transition between the camera module and the body, how should I put it? It's just not old-fashioned before laughs. It's progress from generation to generation. So actually, Xiaomi still has some design, making it look better and more advanced. The other specifications are actually largely complete, including under-display fingerprint. It now has ultrasonic fingerprint recognition. Let me briefly introduce it to everyone. If it's ultrasonic fingerprint scan, ultrasonic fingerprint is basically faster than optical technology. When seeing in low light conditions, screen doesn't need light up. The recognition rate is higher when used at night. Even if it's raining or you've just washed your hands and your hands are wet, the recognition is better. But downside is you need to consider compatibility screen protectors. E.g., thicker glass screen protectors might have compatibility issues. Things to note if you want to use a glass screen protector. As for dust and water resistance, it maintains an IP68 rating. Charging is also included. 90W wired charging and 80W wireless charging. 90W wired and 80W wireless. It also has a built-in infrared transmitter. The international version released in Taiwan also has a built-in call recording feature, which is a great bonus. Alright, this time, what's a bit special is the top of the device. When you compare the top of the device with the 14 Ultra, the dual speakers with openings on the top have been removed. The 15 Ultra has changed to a front earpiece, combined with speaker design, so Is there a difference in the actual sound output? This is a major question everyone has about the specification. It's a significant concern. Here we will also include the Xiaomi 15 Ultra and the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, both of which have stereo dual speakers. For a practical test for your reference, here Ahui used the same professional recorder at the same distance and position. Then I suggest everyone listen to this segment with headphones for better effect. Well, camera. The camera is definitely the highlight of the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. As I mentioned before, Xiaomi has been deeply collaborating with Leica recently. So the camera system features Leica's image tuning. This includes one of the most complete lens combinations in the industry at present. This time, there are comprehensive hardware and software upgrades. Let's first take a look at the lens combination of the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. First, the main camera is 50 megapixel with a 23mm equivalent. LVT900 1-inch sensor, an f1.63 aperture. OIS stabilization. Then the ultra-wide is 50 megapixels with a 14mm equivalent JN5 sensor, f1.8 aperture, supports wide-angle macro. Next is 50 megapixels, 3x telephoto, 70mm focal length. It uses the IMX858 sensor, featuring an f1.8 aperture, OIS image stabilization. It supports telephoto macro. Finally, the main focus of this upgrade. It can be said the main highlight. Ultra telephoto lens, 200 megapixels, 4.3x telephoto with 100mm equivalent focal length. It uses a 114 size HP9 sensor, uses 1.4 HP9 sensor, has f2.6 aperture. It has OIS image stabilization. The key point is this. Simply put, this ultra telephoto is the strongest ever. 200 megapixels, equivalent to 100mm. Super telephoto lens. And this ultra telephoto lens is not just about high resolution 200 megapixels. High resolution might not always be useful, but it is a 114 ultra large sensor. But it is a 1.4 large sensor. It is among the largest telephoto sensors. Even better than many flagship phones. The main lens needs to be bigger. You can think of it as a main camera specification. Then create a super telephoto combination. If I also put our time here. Here, Ahui includes our photos taken from the last few weeks, including at the NWC event in Spain, and at some tourist attractions in Spain. Sample photos for everyone to reference, including the Sagrada Familia, truly stunning. All right, the main camera. First, the 15 Ultra actually maintains the same LYT 900. 1-inch sensor. Don't say bad saying previous generation. In fact, it's a very rare existence today. Because other brands, in order to enhance their telephoto, the main camera might actually be downgraded in the previous generation or the latest phones. So this 1-inch sensor is still the largest sensor on a phone currently. So the image quality at night is equally powerful. And if you want to say, what I just mentioned is the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, it will be currently the best combination of focal length and image quality. To put it even more simply, other brands' phones, it might have a 1-inch main lens, but it doesn't have a very good telephoto lens. If you have a 200 megapixel telephoto, such a strong telephoto lens, it doesn't have a 1-inch main lens. Now, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra is currently the only one that has both, making it the strongest. And don't forget, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra is also a quad camera setup. It has 2 telephoto lenses, ultra wide and main lens. This time, I think this generation, Xiaomi 15 Ultra, we shouldn't just talk highlights. There are also a few concerns that people might have, which I'll explain. First is the aperture of the main lens. The Xiaomi 15 Ultra has an f1.63 large aperture. Yes, it is fixed. Xiaomi 15 Ultra removed f1.63 f4 aperture design from the previous generation. Let me explain the actual differences like this. There will be 2 impacts. The first is that in the past, you could, when taking photos like document, use a stop-down aperture. To make the focal plane clearer, simply put, the edges of documents would be less likely to blur. Now, actually, on this point, I think, indeed, Xiaomi uses algorithms to handle this. Because in my actual test, I took the Xiaomi 14 Ultra and the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, shot documents both. You find the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, despite having a large f1.63 aperture, taking photos documents, it processes the edges very clearly. This part likely involves algorithm intervention. If you really want to talk about aperture reduction, or the difference with a variable aperture, I think it would be if you want to manually shoot at night to capture starbursts. In the past with the 14 Ultra, because reduced to f4, and shoot night scenes, it's easy to capture light flares. So this might be where the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, without the variable aperture in the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, I think the practical impact would be on the starburst effect in night scenes. Perhaps in the future, we'll see if Xiaomi can add an AI starburst feature, add AI star function. It should be possible. Since other brands have this software feature, I hope Xiaomi listens to me and adds this feature. I want to talk about the camera interface. Interestingly, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra underwent major changes in its camera interface. It's even quite strange that the Xiaomi 15, the smaller Xiaomi 15, does not have the same interface as the 15 Ultra. I wonder if it's an exclusive UI for the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, or is it only used in the newer interface? This new camera interface can be described as simpler. The settings screen is more straightforward. It uses a tabbed approach to adjust camera, video recording, and general settings. Some interfaces and modes are different. For example, the night mode is no longer a separate item, but is directly integrated into various camera shooting modes, becomes an automatic activation method. As for the camera's portrait mode, the master lens in portrait mode is no longer paired with something like 23-minute focus rotation, or 50-minute portrait, or 85mm depth of field, etc. The Xiaomi 15, it allows the master lens and the depth of field effect color to let users make their own choices. Additionally, I also noticed this time with the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, compared to the previous 14 Ultra and 13 Ultra, the color calibration of the Xiaomi 15 Ultra isn't heavy. If you take portrait mode photos similar, you'll find the Xiaomi 15 Ultra looks more subdued. This is subjective, because some people might feel that the 15 Ultra, some opinions online say, looking at sample photo, it doesn't seem 3D previous gen. I think this is, in terms of calibration, Xiaomi 15 Ultra seems subdued, but I find it more visually appealing. And if you want richer colors, you should adjust it in the settings to set your color preference. As for the interface, there are a few interesting settings. Some are practical and some are fun. Among them, many elements in the interface incorporate Leica elements. Yes, including the font in the camera, which has been changed to Leica's font. The shutter sound is adjustable, such as traditional or mechanical shutter sounds, which can be set in the photo interface. And then there's something I really like, which is when you're in standby mode. Screen standby. You just need to press the button twice, this button below, and it will activate a 0.6 second quick shot. And it will enter street photography mode. Intriguing street photography mode is its shutter button can be adjusted. You can adjust the metal button, adjust buttons of various materials. To put it simply, what's the use? Quick shots are very fast. The interface can be adjusted, which is very cool. If you talk about being cool, never forget your first time. Yes, the first time you activate the Xiaomi 15 Ultra camera, it will have a startup animation. That is very similar to Leica's own cameras. That's right. You used to have to buy a Leica camera for hundreds of thousands to see this startup animation. Now you can see it on the 15 Ultra. And if you want to see it multiple times, I'll show you how. You just need to go into your camera settings. After you reset the camera settings options, you can see it many times. I'll demonstrate it for everyone. So the telephoto lens is the Xiaomi 15 Ultra now. Is the biggest change and evolution. First, the mid to long range focus. From the previous generations, 3.2x 75mm has slightly retreated to 3x 70mm, mainly to correspond to change in ultra telephoto focal length. Mid-long range focus, same, supports useful telephoto macro, very useful. Like the ultra wide angle, does macro photography, so its macro function is equally powerful. The key point, of course, is this time using what everyone knows as the same size and level as the Vivo X200 Pro's 200 million pixel 1:1.4 sensor. This ultra large sensor ultra telephoto camera. However, unlike Vivo, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra's ultra telephoto lens has a longer focal length, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra like 100mm. So overall, it can be said to be the strongest and farthest with the best image quality zoom lens available. There's absolutely no problem in saying that. As for the actual performance in telephoto shooting, first I have to say the longest zoom can reach up to 120. I often say every manufacturer with 100x or 120x is essentially comparing AI image rendering as reference. However, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra has a noticeable upgrade in this super telephoto aspect. First, at this 4.3x telephoto length, you can press 4.3x in the camera interface, and it actually allows you to quickly switch 8.6 at 200mm and 7.2x at 400mm. This can be said to be close to lossless optical telephoto level zoom. Even when we zoom into 30x, the image quality remains highly usable. This image quality is excellent. Then there's also a larger sensor, which also allows the Xiaomi 15 Ultra to have the strongest nighttime telephoto shooting capability. I took a lot of night street photos in Spain, and the results are really good. Xiaomi even officially uses a term called night god to describe the Xiaomi 15 Ultra this time. The powerful telephoto night shooting capability. Then the ultra-wide angle part is also something I think everyone might be more concerned about. I feel impressed as well. In short, the sensor has been changed this time, the ultra-wide angle, and replaced with the JM5 sensor. In terms of specifications, the dynamic range should be better than before. Sony IMX sensor's dynamic range. However, the focal length has been reduced from the previous 12mm back to 14mm, so it's not as super wide as the previous Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Such a super wide ultra-wide angle. However, relatively speaking, looking at the test samples, the corners are also less distorted. Well, if you ask me, I think, to be honest, compared to previous generation ultra-wide, the image quality is better, and they each have their pros and cons. 14mm has less distortion. 12mm has a stronger effect. If you ask me personally, I still prefer the wider ultra-wide angle. That's just my opinion. There's no right wrong. It depends on what you like. Okay, and finally, regarding portraits and selfies, Hui also provide sample photos taken of girls for your references. Them are young ladies. The camera maintains a front lens of 32 megapixels, considered a good front camera. Finally, let's sum up video of the 15 Ultra. Xiaomi 15 Ultra video recording. Simply put, in 4 words, video recording strong. The video recording capability is extremely powerful. All lenses support 8K plus 30 FPS. Although I think 8K is for the future, I personally don't care much about it. But the main lens and the Ultra Telephoto lens both support 4K plus 120 FPS. This is for slow motion high resolution recording. All lenses also support 4K plus 60 FPS with Dolby Vision. Key in video recording. This time it supports log recording. It had been available before, but what's more important is the Xiaomi 15 Ultra is after Apple, second company, only one in Android, that supports the 10-bit ACES color standard. The 10-bit ACES color standard log recording mode is currently the strongest in Android, you could say. Even during preview, you can simply load the logged LUT curve you want to monitor. You can even, with just one button, restore it to the Rec 709 standard preview. So when you're shooting normally, you can monitor normally. Then, when you move to post-production, it's in logs flat mode. Here, Ahui is also directly using the recognized strongest, the most powerful iPhone 16 Pro Max, testing together using both ACES log and then recording. Then we restore them in the same way to see the recording effects of the 2 devices. Next, performance and battery life. No, that's not right. Talking cameras, you have to mention, this time, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra also launched a corresponding new photography kit. Currently, when you purchase the Xiaomi 15 Ultra in Taiwan, it's directly included as a gift. However, it's still a bit of a pity, since missing always seems more appealing. In Taiwan, the main offering is a classic red and black photography set. Red and black are Leica's color scheme. Red, black are classic Leica colors. I think it's quite okay. The design is cool. The design's really super cool. Overall, it looks good. The connection method is the same as the previous generation, which is a USB connection method. So actually, the basic connection method is quite similar. This is the previous generation's 14 Ultra and its photography kit. 14 and 15 photography kits are not interchangeable. This is something aware. Equipping gear now, currently. There are so many accessories. In short, it will have a red and black camera case like this. It's considered a camera kit, perhaps you could say. You can quickly put it on as usual. The standard is an orange-red camera ring. It also comes with a black one that can be swapped out. You can even use the standard 16mm camera filter ring. These are all available. The device still uses Type-C. Then you just slide it in, lock it in, and it becomes a camera mode. The battery has increased. Built-in battery capacity is 2000 mAh. So you could say it's a power bank that can take photos. And when connected, besides charging the phone, it also supports Xiaomi's super fast charging. In addition to the previous generation there's a shutter button on top, a dial, an adjustment wheel, and an independent recording button. This time it also adds something that resembles a traditional film advance lever, a thumb-operated lever you could say, and it's made of metal, so it can enhance your shooting experience. Even the shutter button at this part on top can have a shutter button installed. If you like, this is actually a standard screw mount. So you can purchase Fuji on the internet, like a shutter button. Many shutter buttons can be installed mind. It's really stylish. And if you really want, you can also choose Leica's original camera buttons. Not expensive. A single button can purchase for just over 4,000 TAD. If you like, you can also buy and install it. The main purpose is to add some personalized elements. Then this photography kit, after installation, allows you to quickly operate the buttons. Besides that, something quite unique. Once you attach the grip, your camera will have a special shooting interface mode. Once activated, it will transform your camera interface to resemble the interface of a Leica camera worth hundreds of thousands. It's quite interesting, and it's a bonus feature. I like it. On performance and battery life, let me quickly report to everyone. Xiaomi, of course, uses the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. Performance, battery life is definitely flagship level, so there's no need to worry. Here are the performance test data for your reference. There is also a major upgrade. Battery capacity, it has improved over 14 use battery to the 15 Ultra's 5410 mAh in this generation. As for fast charging, it stays same, 90W and 80W charging, with 90W charging, 80W charging. Here we also provide the data on charging and battery life for your reference. Yes, many people still ask. Now the Xiaomi phones sold in Taiwan are all international versions and can all use Taiwan's 110V. Standard outlets can support them. 90W 120 wire fast charging is not a problem. Asked about, so I'll mention it. Wireless, including wireless charging fast as 80W. Yes, there's more to talk about. Besides performance, there's AI and functionality, as well as software. To put it simply, actually, when I had the 14T video before, watch the video. Starting from the 14T, the international version of Xiaomi's AI features are all present in this Xiaomi Mi 15 Ultra has both, including Google Lens Search, including Google AI, with Google Gemini AI Assistant. This time, Gemini AI's cross-app support has also been integrated into Xiaomi's system and software, includes built-in Xiaomi apps, such as Notes, such as Calendar, all can be integrated with Gemini, and this is in collaboration with Google. Furthermore, it includes some AI features, such as those mentioned before, AI simultaneous translation, Simulinter. You can provide a face-to-face translation feature by pulling down from the drop-down menu to enable the translation feature. You can pre-download languages, perform offline translation. Related to work, including AI notes, AI recording, AI subtitles. For example, AI notes can be used for reformatting, correcting content, extracting key points, can all be done. As for AI recording, when you are recording meeting audio, you can convert it into text using voice, and it can automatically identify different speakers' dialogues. This was mentioned, just for your reference, AI magic removal. Mentioned, this is the new Pro version. You can perform any deletions. I have tried it myself, including backgrounds. If your scene has many passers-by, you can directly remove them, turning into empty scene. This is super convenient. As for intelligent image expansion, when cropping or rotating, it can help you enlarge or reduce the image, even turning vertical photos into horizontal ones is possible. Recomposing is very convenient. Now, besides this AI feature, which went over, I find it quite interesting that various brands are starting to integrate with Mac. Now, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra supports a feature on Apple computers. There will be a feature called Magic Desktop. You just need to download on your Mac computer and directly install this Magic Share desktop. You can wirelessly, quickly and directly connect your Xiaomi 15 Ultra to your Mac computer for file transfer, and even on your Mac, directly control your Xiaomi 15 Ultra phone. It's great. This is helpful if you are a Mac user. It's a new bonus feature. That's all for today from Ahoy's intro about the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. Finally, let's chat a bit about what I think are the features of the Xiaomi 15 Ultra and difference of international and Chinese. First, regarding the features, it is currently the phone with the most perfect camera lens module. You could say main camera, 1-inch sensor, and 200 megapixel tele-lens. As for other big Ultra products, I'll just say it directly, like the products from Vivo and Oppo, their current Ultra new models don't have plans for an international version. So basically Taiwan won't have them either. So in the short term, this kind of ultra-large, most extreme and strongest imaging flagship, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra is still one of the strongest. People might want to ask about difference of Xiaomi 15 Ultra international and Chinese versions. Here, Ahoy has directly organized a comparison of the Xiaomi 15 Ultra international for Chinese ever, even compared to the Xiaomi 14 Ultra international version. And also what everyone might be interested in, the Vivo X200 and Oppo Find X8, Vivo X200 Pro and Oppo Find X8 Pro, providing a comparison for everyone, a specification sheet for ref. The Chinese version offers more color options with additional silver green option, but this year it's okay. They provided the silver black, which I think is acceptable. And then for the international version, it doesn't have the high-end version from China with the satellite two-way communication feature, but mainly this feature is because satellite functions require cooperation with local telecom operators. Simply put, this satellite communication feature, if you want to sell in Europe or the UK, you need to cooperate with telecoms. If selling in Spain, then with Spanish, local telecom cooperation applies to Taiwan, sell Taiwan, work with telecom operators. For international version, it's not just Xiaomi. Vivo and Oppo are in the same situation. Please stop saying that satellites don't need telecom operators. Even in China, cooperation with telecom operators is necessary, okay? If you haven't studied, don't come and disrupt. If you haven't studied, don't comment randomly. Telecom operators are something you need to cooperate with. Next, there's a significant difference in battery capacity. The international version of the Xiaomi 15 Ultra is 5410 mAh. Xiaomi 15 Ultra, 5410 mAh. The Chinese version is 6000 mAh. To be honest, this will slightly affect the battery life. It was the same situation last time. This time, Ahoy inquired at the MWC venue. The official R&D personnel happened to be on site. Basically, they said, mainly considering each country, in international markets, they have some issues with battery capacity during transportation. They are working on it. So they are gradually increasing the capacity. In this regard, relatively speaking, it might be a significant difference. In terms of power, in terms of data, it will differ by about 8% of electricity. Compare Chinese version to international version. The international version still has some stronger aspects. If you often go to China for work and you want to buy a Chinese version phone locally, there are also things to pay attention to. First of all, China currently does not allow the use of the 6 GHz Wi-Fi band. So though the Xiaomi 15 Ultra supports Wi-Fi 7, both the Chinese and international versions support it. If you own the Chinese device, 6 GHz band Wi-Fi 7 not available. The 6 GHz band for Wi-Fi 7 on Wi-Fi 6E is not available. The international version has an extra benefit, which Taiwanese people will really like to use, is inclusion of eSIM if you have travel needs. eSIM is a very advantageous option. The Xiaomi 15 Ultra international version supports dual physical SIM cards plus eSIM functionality, and you can use dual physical SIMs or dual eSIMs, or a single SIM plus eSIM, all are possible. Then what to focus on is if you have Chinese version in Xiaomi 15 and bring it back to Taiwan, The first situation is that it still supports built-in GMS. Google can be used, but some features like mobile payments, Android Auto, Google Maps Timeline, these functions are still not usable in Taiwan, so that's something you need to be aware of. You can refer to another video for more information. Okay, if you like Ahoy's videos, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Comment with queries. I'll try my best to answer. Thank you for watching today. Thank you, love you.